Alright, just before we start, I just want to make one thing clear. If your best girl is Juro, then you're stupid. Like seriously, there is nothing special about her. I'm sorry, but once you get over the goth aesthetic, she's just like every other white girl you've already dated. More compatible with a phone than she is with you. Best Girl is a really interesting concept, actually. It's basically like a community-created and driven game with its engagements lying in self-expression and other game design aesthetics rather than anything story-related. I mean, you start by picking a side you want to support and represent, and that choice will generally say something about you because deep down it's what you made the choice on. Like for my Best Girl, I choose Mina, and I want to say it's because I'm a realist, because with any other Best Girl competition, I always look at the choices and I'm like, yeah, none of these girls would be any fun to actually hang out with. Get treated like shit, never have anything to talk about. You know, what's the point? Where's the fun? So I always go for the Genki girl just because she's fun in a real life setting. And I mean, Mina's a good party girl too. Horny, always pinked, and has no problem being on acid. Although maybe that's not consistent because my best girl of all time has to be Yuki Kono from SAO2, and she's whatever, don't care. AIDS girl, best girl. But one of the main parts of the fun is to take your waifu or best girl and put them in a death battle against others where you have to argue their case while condemning all others, and it results in some pretty hilarious and not so hilarious extremisms. So I guess in the spirit of that, let's trash some waifus. Again, if you like Juro, you're probably way too focused on aesthetics of a cute goth girl to realize she's pretty boring. The only advantage of Juro I can see is that at parties you can confuse the shit out of everyone when you say your girlfriend is 3.5mm. Also, when she breaks up with you, you can call it a jack-off. If you're like Toga, you're either lonely or have serious attention issues. I can't be too hard, no though. I mean, she's a nice person at heart, she's positive, energetic, and she even donates blood. I mean not her blood, but you know, there's some work to do. I'll accept May as best girl because I think she's incredibly underrated, especially if you value passion over all else. Like I'm just saying, just don't get your hopes up with her. If she takes your hand and says, let's make babies together, you're probably going to the workshop, not the bedroom. If you like Sue, you're probably a misanthrope, want to be different, or you're a fucking freak. Look at those legs. I bet they'd make a tasty treat. I love how like 100 years ago there was this romantic idea of putting aside your biases and kissing a frog and it would turn into like a handsome prince. But today if you kissed a frog and it transformed into a beautiful princess, the internet would be like, wait, that's too far, go back. No, you're not a bunch of freaks, not at all. You just care about efficiency, don't you? I can't be too accusatory. I think I lost that privilege when I made a shirt to encourage your degeneracy. And now comes in hoodies, by the way. Link in the description, you fucking degenerates. Thanks for paying my bills. If you like Momo, you probably like it vanilla. If you like Ochako, you probably like it vanilla, but only in the form of marshmallows. If you like Toro, let's be honest, you either blind or you gay, and you need to start accepting yourself. How about you let me just introduce you to some best boys, alright? Alright, here we go. This is Best Boy 1, this is Best Boy 2, and they work best as a matching pair. If you support this ship, you're an intelligent human being. I don't even have a joke for this, I'm just telling you how it is. Other than that, Shoto's a good rebound since Avatar ended, Shoji's a good rebound since Naruto ended, and Tokiyami's a good rebound since a crow flew into my window and died in front of me when I was 5. It's actually pretty interesting looking at ships, actually. It seems to break down to 3 types. There's the mainstream ships, the aesthetic ships, and the irony ships. Mainstream ships always jump into popularity after a specific moment, like Zutara and Bumblebee, and it's pretty clearly entrenched in character logic and intimate connections. These are the people who are typically most serious about ships because they hold character logic above most other engagements. Then there's the aesthetic ships, typically consisting of characters who barely had any screen time together but have a similar aesthetic or share some interesting dynamic. Here's where you get the most variations in opinions, and most of the creative types who want to be different lie here. Finally, there's the irony ships, and if you like these, you're a fucking anarchist, because it seems to be purely reliant on taking the most opposite characters in nature and slamming them together for the contrast. This is your Edwards and Envies and your Ochakos and Bakugos. Maybe it's just because I'm from the first category, but I think you people are monsters and you want to watch the world burn. So anyway, if you like Deku and Ochako, or Momo and Shoto, honestly, if I'm being fair, you're probably just a rapist. Oh, wow, okay, thank you, autocorrect, that's meant to say realist? Anyway, you probably have a decent balance of aesthetics and adherence to logic, and you're a million times better than the people who ship Ochako and Bakugo. I'm sorry, but if you like this ship, you're either wrong or you're currently in an abusive relationship. Come back to me when they show literally any intimacy at all. In all honesty, you're probably very idealistic or a visual person, and combining opposites seems to be very attractive to you because it's a show, and anything can really work, speaking hypothetically. I never actually looked too far into the whole best girl and shipping thing. I never took it too seriously until I looked at the MDA paper again and realized that the community was lining up perfectly with the core aesthetics of some game design elements. People give it a lot of flack, but honestly, I think Shipping Wars and Best Girl Wars are a really cool community-made design for getting more out of a medium that isn't capable of providing things like self-expression, challenge, or fellowship. And it's all like naturally forming too, which I think is fascinating. In fact, I'm starting to see it everywhere now that I'm looking out for it. Now that I think of it, Best Girl Wars is more like a weeb adult form of how we'd all ask each other what our favorite colors were all the way back in primary school. And I think that's pretty cool.